Welcome to the fourth episode of my Legends Expanded Universe timeline rating, where I go through all of the media and rank them out of 10 stars. And today we have another short story called Eruption, which was some places call it Dawn of the Jedi Eruption, but nonetheless the story is called Eruption. It was written by John Ostrander, and was a short story published in 2013. The in-universe year is 25,973 BBY, and it was published by Titan Publishing. And it was first published and found in Star Wars Insider magazine number 141, although it was later printed in the paperback Star Wars Legends copy of Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void as well as it was also printed in the Insider Fiction Collection Magazine, Volume 1. In this story, we're introduced to Hawk Ryu, a Jedi Ranger, and Lonori Brock, a Jedi Ranger. And they are on the planet of Zarist, which is a mining planet, and it's mined by the family are called the Desanes, and the Desanes are currently having awkward negotiations with the family of Arco Santis, who are from the moon of Obri, and that they've been having arguments for some time, and the resolution was that the Desane's daughter, Oma Desane, would marry Arco Santis's son, Brom Santis. However, what's her name? Oma Desane is missing, and so the Jedi are there to attempt to evacuate. And the Jedi Rangers are both there to attempt to sort out these negotiations. And Hawk Ryo is a Twi'lek Jedi, and his mission is to rescue Oma, and he's been searching for her. And he's in a city called Kininin, and it's been evacuated because a volcano erupted. But in the ash, he's able to find some unsavory characters, and from them, he's able to grab Oma. And there is a Shikakwin ship that's registered to his brother, Baron Volnos Ryu, who is a crime lord. And so they're starting to wonder, could the Shikakwin be involved in yet another troublesome scheme in the Tython system? And meanwhile, Lonori Brock heads negotiations, and in the process, she realizes that one of the servants of the Desanes has poisoned her drink in an attempt to kill her. The Force warns her, and she's able to expose him as a traitor. And by the end of the story, the Jedi have brought Oma back, and it turns out that Oma didn't want to get married, so she was part of her disappearance herself. And by the end of it, they're attempting to sort out the negotiations, and the Jedi leave with them set up to work out their differences. And it seems that they're going towards that way with what the Jedi suggest for them to do. So, something to note about the story is it's John Ostrander's only short story in the expanded universe, to my knowledge. He's mostly just a writer of the comic books and the comic issues in the expanded universe. But overall positives for this one, I liked Hawk Ryu as a character. He seems interesting. But Lonori is less interesting, and the plot to this one feels a little bit generic, and like I've seen it a bunch of times. You know, the whole forced marriage. The girl who's going to get married is nowhere to be found, and the Jedi have to come in to sort out negotiations. I feel like I've heard that story a lot. It feels pretty generic. So the story itself is a little bit generic. The action and writing style in it, though, are pretty good. It's pretty visually you're able to picture it in your mind. It flows easily, quickly. It's an easy, fast, quick-paced read. You don't get really bogged down. I mean, it has to be kind of a fast-paced read. It's only six pages long. So those are some of the negatives, and the positives are I did like Hawk's character, and I like the whole concept of Jedi Rangers in the Tython system, wandering around solving everyone's problems within the system. So those aspects of the story I liked, but the negatives kind of outweighed the positives here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not overly exciting or entertaining. It's just kind of there. It's quite forgettable, quite generic. I'm glad we have it. It's something interesting, but it's not gonna knock your socks off. It's not gonna blow you away. So the rating that I give to this one is 3 out of 10. I give this a 3 just because it's sort of a generic story. I'm not a big fan of Lenori's characterization. Um, it's a little dull, a little bit forgettable. There are some positives in there, and I would say it's worth a read, but this one's pretty skippable if you're not a completist. There's nothing you're really going to be missing out on here, though it's cool that Hawk Rio, a comic book, a character from the Dawn of the Jedi comics, is interacting here with Lenori Brock, who is a character who we only saw in the Dawn of the Jedi novel. But unfortunately, very soon I'm going to have to be talking about Tim Lebbin's Into the Void. But what did you think of Eruption? Did you enjoy it? How many stars would you give it out of 10?